Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth. Now, listen, I really just wanted to come and talk about the comment section um, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta review that I did. I was reading the comments, and I thought that a lot of you had some interesting things to say. And so, um, this video is really going to be dedicated just to um, those who leave comments in the videos. Specifically, the one that we're talking about is the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 15, Episode 2 video. Just because I don't read your comment does not mean that I didn't think that your comment wasn't interesting or anything like that. But, you know, I could read one comment and there may be like 10 other comments that may be the same thing. So, I mean, it's pointless for me to read all 10 comments when they're pretty much saying the same thing. So, you know, I'll just, of course, just choose one. So, yeah. So, these are some of the comments that I just wanted to read. And these comments, again, are from my last review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Review. So, the first comment is this. This is from Miss Monique. Hey, Monique. Oh, hold up. Marlo and Candy are not friends. Any convo they have will always be gloves on. Round 1, 2, and 3. So their jabs at each other are expected. I have a question. Hey, come on, I have a question. What did Candy get married for? They are both money hungry. I'm sorry, these people, restaurants just got a decent grade. I'm not a Candy stan, so maybe I'm missing something. Also, if you did not want to discuss the shooting, what was the point of Melvin even being in the scene? I just be lost why some tell their reality and others get to escape. It should be discussed. It happened just like everything else. What we don't need to know, but they bring it to the screen. I will say this. I felt like Melvin, it made sense for Melvin to be there because Melvin is I think he's like the lead chef. Now, I don't know if he's the lead chef for Blaze. But nonetheless, I think he's one of the lead chefs. And there's a possibility that an appetizer or two that they were trying out could possibly be on the menu at OLG. I don't know. But thank you for your comment, Monique. All right. The next one is 777 Cash. And this is what they had to say. Rodney, I disagree that Todd is an asset to Candy for the reason being everything you mentioned previously. Because I said I thought that Todd was an asset to the marriage. Todd cannot be an asset due to his inability to earn wealth, aside from Candy's physical or financial assistance. Girl, you already... I said, oh. I said, okay. I do not think Todd is a bum, but Todd is absolutely a man who wants to be provided for by his woman, and that's disgusting. Todd wants Candy to use her connections and business acumen to accomplish his dreams, and that's real slimy because when he's at a level when he feels above Candy, he'll be quick to leave her. Candy is the come-up woman. Todd may love Candy, but he loves the opportunity she provides even more. He is comfortable starting restaurants carelessly and endlessly because we all know it's not his money. It's in the joint account, which he has access to. Girl, I think whoever wrote this is telling the truth because they make that be known when they were down at that restaurant or that empty building. And Candy let Todd know that you sit there and act like you're more successful than me. Girl, you're not going to say that to the end of time. Todd subconsciously sabotaged Candy, and I stand by that. He wants to see her win, but her success will always remind him of where he wants to be and hasn't been able to independently. Let's go ahead and just put it out on the table. I mean, you done already did it. But let's go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Okay, the reason why I do kind of believe... Even though, I agree with a lot of what you said, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't keep up with Candy like that, okay? I feel as though, I know Candy was doing her producing as far as like music, all that good stuff prior to Todd. And maybe Candy already had Candy Coated Nights prior to Todd. But I feel like once Todd came into the picture, that's when we started to see the other side of Candy when it comes to production. Like in, Broadway plays. Now she's probably going to try to get into movies or whatever, So that's why I think Todd is an asset to the relationship. No, he did not bring as much as Candy did to the relationship financially, of course, because Candy was already able to take care of every kid in the building, But I also will say this. A part of me feels like, girl, can we just have some kitchen table talk? A part of me feels like Todd could be slightly jealous of Candy. Don't act like that does not happen in marriages or relationships, period. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. What's up, socially Stacy? Hey, Stacy girl. All right, so it's hilarious how people think that Kenya is being hateful by bringing up the text when the mess was really started by Candy and Manetta. When I tell you one thing Stacy gonna do is clock the tea. Kenya talked about the DM after Candy and Manetta were gossiping about him having another woman. Which is true. Remember the girl, we heard him on the streets. We heard him on the streets. Or whatever Candy was saying. So the DM was relevant to the storyline. But more importantly, Candy and Manetta opened the door, but all people see is Kenya. People always zone in on everything she does. This should be studied in universities because she really makes people lose their shit. Also, we all know this relationship is fake. Sheree brought Martell to the party for the express intention of causing a stir. The ladies heard the call and went to work. Come on, Stacey. All they were doing is helping Sheree solidify a storyline for the season. They are helping her stay on the show, just like they helped her ass get back on the show. So all of this nonsense, like Kenya wasn't supposed to bring it up, is just that. Nonsense. I know folks are used to ROP. Oh! I know that folks are used to RHOP lackadaisical efforts, but the RHOA women understand the assignment and they came to work. I agree with 100% of what you said. I do. I can't pronounce your name, but thank you for the comment. This is what they put. Allow me to break it down for the people. Sonya actually really wants a baby. Sonya actually really wants baby number 2, but she doesn't trust that Ross will have changed his behavior from baby number 1. So in order to solve the problem, she needs her family around and help and support her, since in her mind, Ross won't be around. I could see that. I could see that. I don't know. I could see that, but I could see that. I could see that being a possibility. I could see that being a possibility. I don't think Sonya wants kids. I don't. I think that Sonya loves her son. Don't get it. That's not what I'm saying. I think that Sonya loves her son. But I think that she probably had a child because Ross wanted a child. I think that this second baby, if she has a second baby, she's having this baby because Ross wants a baby. But I could also see it's a possibility that she could want a baby, but she also wants her family around to help her because she knows that her husband ain't going to be there. Someone put, I agree with your sister. It shows that she does not know how to handle her son by herself. When she went to Little Brooklyn's birthday party, she kept threatening her son with calling the dad. Girl, you better let that little boy know who was in charge. Because I was saying that my sister had said like last season that she felt as though like basically Sonya gets my sister has 3 kids and a stepson, okay? And my sister is a stay-at-home mom, okay? So my sister has to sometimes, you know, deal with my 3 nieces, and sometimes her stepson is at the house when, you know, when it's time for his son to come over to the house. So my sister was basically saying that for Sonya to only have 1 child, and for all of those people to be in that house, and for Sonya to be acting stressed out like she's stressed out, Sonya probably never wanted that child in the first place. Because she too over 1 child, and you got the mama, the daddy, the grandmama, the granddaddy, the aunt, the uncle, and your 2 cousins in the house. Someone said, "Hey Rodney, I'm just curious why you always say my biological sister instead of just saying my sister." So this is why I say my biological sister instead of just saying sister, because you know, with some of the gays, not all of the gays, some of the gays we refer to our best friends, even though they may be male, right, as sister, right? So like my best friend is a man. Okay, but we still refer to each other like, "What's up, sister? Hey, sis." Just gay lingo. We identify as men. I identify as a man. He identifies as a man. So I remember at one point people would get confused because I would just say sister, 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 and some people, and I could possibly be talking about my best friend, or I could be talking about my biological sister up here, or maybe even my other sister who lives in another city, right? And so I would say, but I try to not talk about most of my family. Y'all probably hear me talk about my sister up here the most, and that's because my 3 nieces. Because I'm probably talking about my 3 nieces. Our conversation that me and my sister had up here. Anyways, so yeah, I felt like it just made sense for me to start saying my biological sister. So you know if I'm talking about my biological sister, oh, girl, my sis, girl, my sister. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I say biological sister instead of just saying sister. Todd said, "Build my." Oh, thank you for the comment, Miss Gloria. Todd said, "Build up my money." My eyebrows went up. I thought, he is thinking singular. Someone put, "Why is Ross's business in Austin? Why can't he start a branch in Atlanta?" I thought about that too. I thought, why is his business in Austin? Didn't they live in Austin? I think they lived in Austin at one point, right? And then they moved to Atlanta. But I don't know. I don't know anything about that. The car, I don't know. But I would it be for those who know, would it be difficult for him to, you just open up another branch or possibly move the business to Atlanta? Or maybe do you think they did the homework and they realized that it would be best for business if they stayed in Texas? I don't know. Y'all let us know. Someone said, "If I was Candy, I would have said, if you wanted to know what happened at OLG, you shouldn't have canceled the show." Once I hollered. Remember when the producer wanted to address the elephant in the room? You know, because Melvin had his arm in a sling. You know, he got shot at OLG. And so they were basically saying if they was Candy, they would have told the producer, if you wanted to know, you shouldn't have canceled the show. I said, "No, that's right." Shout out to Simply Sakina. Make sure y'all check out her YouTube channel. This is what she had to say. "Oh my God, Sheree did have her clothes basically rankled." You know, we say rankled in the country. On the website, I forgot all about that. Then got the nerve to act like she give a damn on camera. I can't with her, because Sheree was trying to act like Girl, oh my God, these clothes are wrinkled. When girl, she literally presented the clothes to us on her website, wrinkled. Girl, like she had just, it looked like she had, those clothes came and like were balled up in a bag. She took them out, popped them a couple of times, and girl put them on the website, wrinkled and all. Someone put, fashionably rude, put thank you for not backing down on your stance about Martell. That man is aggressive, point blank, period. Let me tell you one thing about it, two things for three things for certain. I'm not backing down on what I said about Martell. We all gonna have to just, the people who disagree, that's completely fine. It's all love at the end of the day. But I'm not backing down, and y'all not backing down either. So we just gonna be two not backing down motherfuckers. Okay. Because I'm standing on what the fuck I said about Martell. Martell is a mess. Anyways, girl. Taj, this is what Taj put. Look, I don't usually go up for men because they can fend. And I also wanted to make sure I chose comments too that just wasn't in my favor or, you know. So I'm going to read some comments like that too. Look, I don't usually go up for men because they can fend for themselves. But to be fair, Candy did not make Todd. He made himself as a producer long before he met Candy. His career goes back into the late 90s. He was not wealthy. He was not wealthy financially like Candy, but he was well connected. We never really hear of the people that are behind the scenes producing and pushing forward the Candies of the world. Candy did not launch all of her latest successes, such as the Bravo spinoff, The Candy Factory, and her line of adult toys with the company Bedroom Candy until after she and Todd were together as a couple. He helped push her brand into new directions while continuing his own career as a writer and a producer. He listed as a stable as anyone's in his field. Candy was known for her singing, songwriting, and producing in the music world. Todd helped her cross over into producing plays and shows with his connections, and he was also nominated for a Tony as a producer alongside with Candy and the others for The Piano Player. So Candy should support his endeavors with the same energy he supported hers. That's just my opinion. Thank you. Someone put, I didn't think the biscuit, you know, when Sheree said, I don't know if you don't know if you're going to get biscuits or bullets. Someone put, I don't think the biscuits or bullets comments was funny to me because that boy could have been killed. If that was Cairo, I bet it wouldn't have been funny. John, shout out to John. This is what you put. At the end of the day, Sheree is grown and must see the dangers through her eyes and not Kenya's eyes. Kenya is the same person who wanted to hear nothing about her current husband, Mark Daly, and ex Matt regarding his alleged abuse. Kenya should consider psychotherapy to address PTSD issues and abandonment. Kenya was equally aggressive towards Martell when she ran up in his face. Why did Kenya wait to address this Martell issue when the cameras are present? All these women that you called out emasculated men on national TV when they called the men the B word. Marla only reported what was said by her immediate family. Family versus chasing an EGOT, question mark. I don't think Kenya backed down from getting in Martell's face. I think that she said, basically, I guess I got aggressive with him after he got aggressive with me. Pretty much. But thank you for the comment. All right. Someone else put, Miriam. Hey, Miss Miriam. The 2020 message is not the only one he sent Kenya. So I'm coming to find out that people are saying that he actually sent Kenya multiple messages. And Kenya wasn't off when she said 6 months ago because he actually sent her a message 6 months ago. He deleted the message, and the only one that she still had in her phone was the one that he sent from 2020. And I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe that's exactly what happened. Because I was thinking like, damn, Kenya, like 6 months to, girl, 6 months ago versus 2020, that's a big, like, that's a big difference. And we know Kenya, I'll say this much. Kenya is not known to just outright tell a lie like that. I don't think Kenya is a liar. So when she said it, I was kind of taken aback, like, girl, that's a big gap, right? But when I saw some of y'all comments saying that that basically Martell sent her a message and he deleted the message, and when she went to her phone, the message that he deleted the message, so the only message that was left was a message from 2020. I guess because you can unsend a message, right? So anyways, the 2020 message is not the only one he sent Kenya. He definitely messaged her again, but then deleted it. I'm guessing when he got with RHOA. That makes sense. Just so you know, the accept, report, and reject came around April 2021. So Martell's message of 2020 would have gone straight to Kenya's DM without the need for her to accept it. The reason why it's not on her side is because she deleted it. Oh. He DM'd her again like at least 6 months ago, like Kenya said. And because they weren't following each other, she had to first accept it to view the whole message. As he saw the easy option, RHOA, he went back and unsent the message, and that's why when Kenya accepted it, it wasn't there. And he is lying. He was quick to say he never messaged her, and then was like, pull up the receipt. And he said that because he knew she wouldn't be able to provide the evidence because he had already deleted the message. That's why I don't understand. That's why I don't understand people who take up on Martell, because I'm sorry. I'm about to say something, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. At my place in life right now, at my age in life right now, I'm really on some, I'm going to treat people how they treat me. I'm not going to go into no whole rant. All I'm going to say, I'm just going to leave it on Martell. Martell has just demonstrated just fucked up behavior to us. Season after season after season after season. And even if I thought Martell was right in a situation, I still wouldn't come and defend Martell. I still would not. I don't think he was right in this situation. But what I'm saying is, even if I thought that Kenya was dead wrong and Martell was 100% right, I would have skipped right over it. I just would have told y'all, girl, Kenya and Martell got into it. He said something, she said something, I would have went on. But in the back of my head, I would have been thinking, girl, Kenya, no, she dead ass wrong. Now, I don't think that. But I'm just saying, girl, even if Martell was right, I wouldn't even say nothing. I'm not defending a person like Martell. The way Martell has, girl, shown his ass on TV, I don't know how people run and defend him. I really don't. I can wrap my head around how people defend Todd. To be fair, it's just funny to pick on Todd. And before anybody to say anything, girl, I pick on Todd. Bravo pick on Todd. Remember last year when they put what Todd owns and what Candy owns, and girl, the only thing they had on Todd's name was Todd's New Jersey condo. So clearly, Bravo is in on the joke too. Anyways, let me keep on reading. Martell is not slick. P.S. If Kenya couldn't see the message then it means it was deleted. Thus, Martell shouldn't have had it on his side either. Hold up. I say this to say the 2020 message is not the one that Kenya was talking, nor was it the only time Martell messaged Kenya. Someone else wrote, shout out to Feel Good. Phil said, the Ross and Sonia situation, that house is huge. It's multiple levels and everyone has their own space. I don't think they can bang in the kitchen, but they have privacy. Ross being Austin, making money for the family, checking on his business. What's the difference with Ross making money for his family and Candy doing? I thought this was a good question. What's the difference with Ross making money for his family and Candy doing the same with her projects and still wanting more babies? Okay. There is, to me, the slight difference for me in the two situations is, even though And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because Candy has been on Atlanta for 14 seasons. It's been a lot of episodes since Todd came onto the show. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think the difference between Candy and Todd's situation versus a Sonya and a Ross is that Sonya has verbalized that let me just say this. Sonya had an abortion. We're just going to go ahead and put it out there. That's public knowledge. You can Google it. That's not no secret. She already talked about it, did an interview about it, right? She felt as though when she had her first heaven baby, I don't know how many heaven babies she got, but when she had her first heaven baby, she felt like she didn't receive the support that she wanted to from Ross, right? Then she gets pregnant again. Oh, I don't know how many times she's been pregnant, but she finally have a baby. We'll just put it that way. And then she feels as though Ross still doesn't support her. She feels like she's alone, right? So this feeling is familiar with Sonya. When I think about Candy and Todd, I have not heard Todd express that Candy is not there emotionally, mentally. He feels he's alone. Maybe he has, and I just don't remember, right? I feel like with Candy, the problem is when Candy is there, she's present. But when she's not there, she's not there. Right? Ace has called Candy crying on the phone, asking her to come home and be with him, right? It was something like that I think it was the first episode where he was crying like, oh, I want you to come because you do it better. So clearly she has some type of connection with the kids, right? So I think that's the difference between the two. You hear Sonya say that Ross is not there to support her. You don't really hear that with Todd. She works a lot. She's gone a lot, right? But when she's here, she's here. But when she's not, she probably is only here through FaceTime or phone calls. So I think that's the difference between the two. Tell me what y'all think. All right. Phil, you left 2 comments there. Okay, come on, Phil. Okay, so this is what Phil put again. Hey, cousins, don't kill me. I love y'all. Here we go. Here's some shit. He about to start some shit. Or she, I don't know. Phil, they about to start. I'm just going to say they, because I don't know what people go by. Okay. Hey, cousins, don't kill me. I love y'all, and y'all love me. Remember that, LOL. We have seen Martell be aggressive and abusive on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martell is trash, no doubt about it. However, in this moment, he was not being aggressive or abusive. Martell did become disrespectful towards Kenya, instead of insinuating she answers everyone's DM and using profanity. And that's another thing, too. Girl, Kenya was absolutely right. When Martell said she probably answers everybody's DM, Martell was low-key trying to call Kenya a hoe. That's all Martell was trying to do. Anyways, okay. I don't think Sheree and Martell said they were exclusive, and someone in the comments compared it to Carisha and Diddy. They just doing whatever to get whatever with this connection. Martell, I don't think they said they were exclusive, but I think that they pretty much set it in stone that they are seeing each other, right? I mean, that's not necessarily the same thing, because you could be seeing someone and still not be exclusive. I guess, girl, I don't know, child. Okay. Martell had the right to confront the ladies because they were trying to put him on blast. Could Martell have used a better choice of words? Yes. However, he didn't curse Kenya out. He used profanity towards Kenya. Girl. Let me say the whole profanity stuff. I do understand that there sometimes is a difference. There is a difference. No, not sometimes. There can be a difference between someone using profanity while having a discussion and using profanity towards someone. There is a difference in I will agree with that. However, I do feel like, girl, sometimes, especially in the midst of an argument, girl, sometimes it's best to kind of just keep the cuss words at a minimum. No, I'm not gonna say I would. But I get it though. All right. Yes. Okay. If I have something in my phone to show you, I might be overzealous in trying to show everyone I'm right, you're wrong. Does this moment take away all of the Martell crap in the past? No. Again in this moment, can you put 20 on 10? I love you. Thank you, Phil, for the comment. Oh, girl, oh, Phil was okay. So I was okay. See, Phil done left three. I done read three. I can't read up my comments from you, Phil. But Phil was leaving good comments though, even though I wasn't agreeing with everything Phil said. But I still feel like he left good comments. Okay, so this is another comment that Phil wrote. The Ross and Sonya. Oh no, never mind. I already read that. Okay, never mind. Okay, this is Miss Dale. And there they go again. Caping and caping for a piece of mail that don't even respect her enough to do the bare minimum. Wait, hold up. Let me start over. And there they go again, caping and caping for a piece of mail that don't even respect her enough to, at a bare minimum, call her his girlfriend. Sheree is too old to be this excited over that tyrant just because he's skinning and grinning in her mother effing face. The fuck, girl? I put right. I think that's the thing, right? At least with Carisha and Diddy, girl, like. Carisha actually is getting something out of that situation with Diddy. Full stop. And Carisha is only in her 20s too. Carisha done got flued out. Carisha done got taken sick on shopping sprees. Carisha done went to the Met Gala. Had access to some of the best designers in the world. Carisha got her own talk show. She done won an award for that talk show. So Carisha is winning. Now, Sheree, at her big ass age over there, acting a fool over girl. I mean, girl, can we have some? Girl, can I say something? And y'all don't judge what I'm about to say, because you shouldn't want either one. Because neither one of them, girl, ain't neither one of them about shit. But girl, if I had to choose, I mean, girl. Martell, he ain't shit. And girl, Puff Daddy, he definitely ain't shit. But bitch, if I had to choose, bitch, I'm going Puff Daddy all the way, bitch. Puff Daddy for $1 million, Alex. The fuck? Girl. So Sheree over there looking like a goddamn fool over community dick. And yes, girl, Puff Daddy is too. Girl, look what you get dealing with Puff Daddy. Bitch, quiet as it's kept, but Puff Daddy came knocking on my door. Bitch, I might answer at my big ass age. And get what the hell I'm gonna get and try to get out. Okay? I bet you I get that high rise. I bet you I get that high rise in the sky then. Shit. Someone put Florida for life. Martell tried to talk to Kenya 6 months ago. That's why he deleted the message and it was not in her DM. He still has a message, but Kenya doesn't. He only kept the original message. If he was not trying to talk to her, why delete the message? Someone else put Miss Classy Diva. And this is what I 100% agree with. I understand Candy works too much. She does. But the people who complain about it seems to be enjoying the fruits of her labor the most. It was 2 messages he sent. Thank you, Ms. Gant, for this message. It was 2 messages he sent. The first was the one from 2 years ago saying thank you. The second message is the one he unsent and she never looked at. She told us when she was on Speak On It, that was at least 6 months ago. See, I still haven't watched Speak On It. I said I was, but I haven't. Someone put Ralph and Ross the same. Ross just hides it a little better. Sonya gonna be in the same boat as Drew. I could see that. Shout out to Miss Honey. Miss Honey put, cousin, I know you don't watch Messy Carlos video. She put, cousin, I know you don't watch Messy Carlos video, so here's the mess. Anthony, the assistant that talked about Sheree and Drew last season, is a friend that introduced Martell and Sheree and did the hookup. Do y'all hear what I just said? Well, not what I said, what she said. So, and I saw somebody, y'all, a few of y'all left that comment. So Anthony, the one who they called at the reunion, who Andy was over, girl, don't hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. Remember, he did not want Anthony on the phone. Anthony is the one they say hooked up Martell and Sheree. Married in the Islands said, someone else said this, and I'm starting to believe it. Todd signed the prenup. He not getting much from Candy. If something were to happen, he gets the money by opening up all the restaurants and have something for him and his kids. And since he appears to have the kids the majority of the time, he's setting up for if he leaves, he'll get custody and child support. That makes sense. Because we know that Candy don't play about her money. So Todd knows that while I'm in this situation, right, I better try to get my bread. That's why he said it's basically about the money. Because he knows that if him and Candy get a divorce, then girl, Candy's money is Candy's money. And then whatever money that you done got for OLG, even though I'm sure they're probably splitting that money, you getting from OLG. I could see that. Latin 2436 said, I do love me some Candy, but I'm starting to keep an eye on Mr. Todd Burris. Todd definitely said in that scene at the restaurant, he will have enough money to fund his own movie. Todd making money off the restaurants. So to me, it sounds like he just wants Candy to cough up more money to go into his project. Houston Foodie 713 put, the thing is nobody has to tell Sheree the signs of an abusive man. Kenya needs to mind her business. Sheree is grown. I can get with that too. You know, friends should be able to tell friends, especially like, girl, you've been down this road before. But I understand what you're saying with your comment too, Sheree, because at this point with Sheree, at Sheree big ass age, if Sheree still ain't got it, that girl, she ain't gonna get it. And one thing about it, two things for sure, three things for certain. Sheree gonna, like, the simple, let me tell you something. I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know. I can never, I don't know. But see, I don't mind not talking to people either. That's the thing, right? But I've never been in some marriage with someone where we had kids, so I know that's a whole nother situation, right? It's a difference between, and not all the time, because sometimes friendships can be worse than, to end a friendship, it can sometimes be worse or the same as ending a marriage, believe it or not. For those who have ended friendships with some of your best friends, y'all know what I'm talking about, girl. That's like a dagger to your heart. I know when I ended my friendship, girl, that's a whole nother story, girl. I thought the world was about, I really thought the world was about it. Girl, that was like my best friend in the world, girl. Anyway, child, but Sheree, I don't know, because I don't know. Even for Sheree to still, I know Sheree has kids with this man. Like, I really want to know what Sheree kids think, like, about their father, and knowing that their father was abusive towards their mother. And then he even makes a joke like it's not that big of a deal in a car. Right? Maybe I should have choked you hard, or what did he say? I didn't choke you hard enough. Like, girl, what? That's why these niggas be acting the way that they act. Because they can go around here and do stuff to people, and then you still invite them back on the show for a storyline, and then they still disrespect you again. And then you turn around and get with another man who you know was abusive towards his wife. And let me just say something about this whole abuse stuff, okay? Because I think that for a lot of people, people think of abuse, they only think of getting knocked upside your head. No, we know there's financial abuse. We know there's mental abuse. We know there's emotional abuse. And we know there's physical abuse. And for me, this is just something I done made up in my head. Okay? For me, this ain't nothing that no doctor done said, okay? But for me, I do believe that mental abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse can also be a form of physical abuse. Because when you see someone who is probably going through those three things, right, where they might not be getting popped or hit, it starts to take a toll on their health. It starts to physically, hurt them. Where, girl, your hair starting to look like mine on the side, bald headed. But mine is a fade. This on purpose, okay? Yours on accident. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to lose weight, right? Can't keep nothing down. Can't sleep. Stressed out. Girl, to me, that's physical abuse too. Like I said, girl, ain't no doctor said that. That's some shit I made up in my own head. So yes, Martell definitely is. And so for Sheree to turn around and get with this man knowing what he's displayed on television, girl, at her big ass age, girl, y'all be too dick crazy for me. Girl, too dick crazy. And then you have I hate to say it, but you have two daughters and a son. Y'all have to realize that when y'all start having kids, I hate to say it, you have to start moving in a way where it's just not about you. You have little people looking up to you now who are gonna one day be grown women and grown men. You as a mother and a father should want to set a better example for your kids. Anyways, girl, let me shut up. Someone put, I hate to admit this, but I thought Lane Martell was right in this case. Who cares that he messaged you 2 years ago and Kenya kept asking him like a groupie, but now she wants to spread some mess to show her friend that the man she's dating wanted her first. It's lame, and lame women do this. Another 2 cents. Ross gives me he got another situation in Austin. There's something off about them. Now, one thing I hollered at your comment. Shout out to Greek Son. This is what Greek Son put. Now, Rodney, you and Mama Joyce are the reason why Tucker is opening up restaurants instead of following his dream. When he was just producing, y'all was saying he was broke. But see, this is the problem. See, this is the thing with Todd, right? This is the thing with Todd Burris, okay? Because Todd is only in it for the money. He said it, right? He's only worried about the money. This is what I think. Todd is in a situation with his wife where if he really wanted to chase his dreams, he could put that energy into chasing his dreams and not just chasing money. Where a lot of us are not in positions like Todd, where sometimes we have to get to the money in order to sometimes fund our dreams. Todd, you got the money, right? And you also have access to more money. It might be Candy's money, but you got access to it. So you're already in a situation where you're now able to fund your dreams, but you want to just keep chasing more money and more money and more money and more money and more money. But you want Candy to stop what she's doing in order to help you with your other projects, because you really want to just keep chasing money and money and money from these restaurants. Instead of saying, okay, I've made enough money, the money is coming in, let me start focusing on what I really want to do. And not asking Candy or using Candy not being home, right? And then say, oh, you're not home, but I really want you to help me with my project. She's still going to be busy at the end of the day. Anyway, child. Oh, girl, this is too much, girl. Shout out to Miss Montores, baby. I follow her on Instagram. Miss Thing was, I didn't know she could dance. Once Miss Thing was, baby, throwing her leg. Girl, when I tell you, bitch, I said, girl, what? Girl, Miss Thing was throwing her leg all over her head. I said, girl. She said she been dancing since she was 5 years old. I said, girl, I can tell. Shout out to you, girl. And she got a badass body, too. Anyways, they watching the show. They just don't like it. Wait, they watching the same show. Because I asked, do y'all be watching the same show? They watching the same show. They just don't like Kenya. Kenya can say water is wet, and the Kenya haters will be mad, even if it's the truth. Martell tried to talk to her point blank. Period. No one is talking. No one is talking about even if it was 2020 when he tried to talk to Kenya. Wasn't he married then? I said, oh, bitch. That's the gag, because everybody knows that in 2020, even when Martell sent that message to Kenya, girl, do I think that Martell was trying to be in a relationship with Kenya? No. Do I think that Martell probably wanted to have sex with Kenya and possibly work his way to Real Housewives of Atlanta? Yes, I do. Like I told you, I think that Martell's type is more so along like the Portias, the Shamias, the Arians, the Drews, right? The women that he, like somebody said in the comment section, the women that he could probably control. But yeah, when you said that, I said, "Ooh, girl." So you was married in 2020. You was still with your wife. You was still trying to get back with your wife, but you was low key trying to talk to Kenya. And y'all want to defend Martell? Ooh, I said no. See, this is what I be talking about. Y'all, come on. You can't defend somebody who is just bone ass trifling. I guess y'all do what y'all want to do, because I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? Dude had a whole wife and girlfriend trying to slide in another woman's DMs. I say this is the comment. This is the one. This is the one. Shout out to Miss Mimi. Rodney, I love you, but this is a wrong read or perception of people's intentions. Sheree and Martell are single, but dating just like Diddy and Carisha. They can do what they want as single people, and Martell owes no explanation to Miss Moore. Love Kenya, but she needs to give Mark the smoke and not someone else, and not someone who wants nothing from her. I agree with some of what you said. Not everything, but I agree with some of what. Shout out to you, though. I agree with some of you said. I will say, girl, I would not. Now, I'm going to give you this much. Love Kenya, but she needs to give Mark the smoke. If that ain't the fucking truth. Shout out to Southern Lady. In an interview a few years back, Candy was asked about how she feels about people talking about Todd. Candy said, I get mad, but he be laughing. He said, you got to let them talk. After that, I never worry about Todd because it's obvious he says things on camera to get people riled up, but moves different off camera. That man is smart. He is literally laughing to the bank. Him not opening that Mexican restaurant was probably for the better at that time. Shout out to X Alexis. This is what she had to say. We are definitely watching the same show, and some of y'all are reaching. There is no way I would tell my friend about a message from 2 years ago when it wasn't clear whether or not this man was showing interest. Kenya was the most vocal about Martell from the beginning. If anything, she should have said something then just to clear the air. She set up with other people talking about her friend's new potential bae, gossiping. Martell, like Stacey said, girl, she set up with Candy and Mayetta, who opened up that door, though. Martell was definitely wrong for talking to Kenya that way, but girl, you don't jump up to confront no man in his face. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Martell did an interview with Carlos King and said Kenya had to go to the other side to find a man. It's what they call... Is that what they call it when black men do it? I don't think Kenya had to do anything. She's open to dating any race. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know, let me read that. Martell said in an interview with Carlos King, did an interview with Carlos King and said Kenya had to go to the other side to find a man. Girl, like that's the gag, right? Because like you that's the thing. Like you have somebody like Martell, out of all the people on reality TV, you have someone like Martell trying to take a jab at somebody. Oh, she had to go to the other side because she couldn't find no black man. I mean, girl, this is no tea, no shade. But girl, from what I see from y'all on reality TV, girl, 90% of y'all are straight up trash. Do we need to go through the list? I want y'all to just think about the representation of black men and how they present themselves on reality TV. And bitch, we could probably count on 10 hands on who we will probably marry. Okay, let's go. Who we gonna marry on reality TV? Dr. Eugene. Maybe Cecil. Do Cecil got a job? You know, I do not like no man who don't work. You know that now. That's one old school trait I got. If a man don't work, no shout out to all y'all who take care of a man who don't work. That's not my ministry. Dr. Eugene, Cecil. I can't even remember, but girl, when you just think about the love and hip hop Atlanta, love and hip hop Miami, love and hip hop New York, love and hip hop Hollywood. When you think about Married to Medicine or Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or New York, or whatever. Just think about reality shows as a whole, and just think about how these black men show who they are. And then you have somebody like Martell talking about, that's why she had to go to the other side. I mean, do you blame her? Someone put, Kenya is always going at it with somebody's man, but when it's her turn, she shielded Mark. You might be right about that. You know, Kenya was a fool over that man. Ooh, that's one thing. Ooh, girl. Ooh, that's my girl, and I'm going to stick beside her. Y'all know, girl, that is my girl. I'm going to stick beside her. Anytime I think about Kenya getting with that man, oh, girl. The only good thing that came out of this situation is that Kenya was able to have her daughter. That's the only good thing that came out of that situation. Okay, this is what someone put. Child, I think Sonya be lying about everything. Her family, making a baby, and Ross. Lied to Candy about standing up for her. She doesn't seem like she's honest at all to me. She probably didn't want kids to begin with and is making excuses instead of being honest about it. I personally don't think that Sonya ever wanted kids. I don't. Again, I'm not saying I think she adores her son. I mean, he's here now. But I don't think she ever wanted kids. I think that was probably something she felt guilty for having an abortion. And then she probably told him the next time I give you a son, I give you a child. And that's what she did out of, what's the word I'm looking for? Out of like obligation, or I can't think of the word. She seems like the type that doesn't vocalize her needs and then gets upset when they aren't met. As it pertains to Martell, he is a male version of Sheree, in my opinion. He stutters and lies for no reason. I've never seen Love and Marriage, so as far as abusive, I can't say. I find it interesting the double standards being applied, though. I notice these conversations are usually reduced to gender wars, which is lazy in my opinion. People can be aggressive regardless of gender. Kenya often gets in the men's faces and then pulls the white woman he's being aggressive towards me card. Two things can be true, though. Martell can be aggressive, and so was Ken. Even the way you talk about Todd is interesting because when the roles are reversed, the point of view is very different. If Todd was a breadwinner, more famous one, Candy was just his spouse, the combo would be he should support his wife. I understand the points, but I just can't get behind the hypocrisy. My motto is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, let me just make myself perfectly clear. Shout out to you for your comment. I read your comment because I thought it was a good comment. I have said that I do have double standards. I have said that sometimes I might contradict myself. I've also said a few times for the people who are not new to my channel that sometimes I do look at like what a woman does and what a man, like if a man, for example, if a man and a woman divorce, I'm gonna tell that bitch to get her money from that nigga. Girl, you better get all your goddamn money. Right? But if the roles are reversed, if a man tries to take a woman money, I'll be like, ugh. I know it's wrong, but that's just the way I think. You ain't gonna never hear me go up for no man trying to take a woman's money. Now, if the other way around, I'm like, bitch, you better get your coin. Get everything, bitch, you better get 175 million, girl. But if he was trying to get 175 million, I'd be like, gross. But yeah, I know. Shout out to Jules Gems. Is this the production? Is this the production, the same production for the other housewives? Because don't come up here bringing up the elephant in the room when y'all done allowed gigantic elephants in the other rooms unmentioned and unaddressed. That's how I felt too. I really didn't feel. She was talking about when Melvin was in with his arm in a sling, and the producer asked Candy. You remember when he asked her about the elephant in the room? I don't think it was an elephant in the room. I honestly don't. I just don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I did not think, I swear to God, I did not think about Melvin getting shot until they brought it up. But I don't think it was an elephant in the room. The only way I could see it being an elephant in the room is if they were already having a conversation on camera. But if they hadn't brought it up, then it's just kind of like, oh, girl, Melvin is there. He's the head cook. As far as we know, girl, he probably got his ass. I mean, he got shot. But as far as we could, his big ass fell and broke his arm. We don't know. Anyways, child, somebody I just threw your black box in the trash. Remember I said I want my black box from Candy? Because she was sending all the YouTubers black boxes. I ain't never getting down, girl. I don't have no P.O. box, girl. It's just a joke. Someone put, shout out to TL. This is what they put. This episode was boring, and I haven't watched Candy speak on it in a while. Candy Overload on SM and YouTube, but tried to watch for Kenya, and it was boring too. Couldn't even finish the video. Maybe next week will be more entertaining. That's what I was thinking too. I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna, because the only time I've told y'all, the only time that I really watch speak on it is if the couple of times Kenya has appeared and if Don Juan is on, because Don Juan is messy. So, and Don, what I will say is kind of, even though I don't really watch it, it's so crazy. Even though I don't watch his YouTube channel, I'm subscribed, I just don't watch. If Don Juan goes on Speak on It, I'll watch. Isn't that weird? But that's about the only time I'll watch is when Don Juan is on there. I think I've watched once or twice with Candy by herself. But I felt like it was probably just kind of like, not boring, because I don't think Kenya is boring, but I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. And so that's why I really haven't been in a rush to go watch it, because I haven't really heard a lot of conversation about the Speak on It. So I was like, girl, it must not be hitting. So, and Candy got a lot of nerve expecting Sonya to take up for her when Candy never took up for Kenya against Marlo, Portia, or Nene. And Kenya was supposedly her real friend. Now, I'm not going to lie, bitch. When Candy was sitting there, I wanted to bring it up, but I was like, girl, it was so much going on. But now that I read this comment, I don't remember Candy just, girl, sticking up for Kenya all the time. I'm going to let it go. I know somebody going to bring up that time when Tammy's cousin was acting a fool and she stood up for Kenya then. But Candy, you ain't. And then someone put, I'm surprised y'all YouTubers haven't picked up on that. But most channels are Candy biased these days. I guess those shout outs she do for y'all is working. I said, girl, not you trying to say, girl, we getting paid. Girl, I don't give a fuck about no shout out. You better ask, girl. Okay. Um, we almost done, y'all. Someone put Miss Lola Monique put, you got me thinking that man's name is really Ty Burris. As much as I say it. Now I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what Miss Claire said. Hey Rodney, I know that I'm going to cringe every time I see Ralph and Drew trying to act like the perfect family because I learned that Ralph owns majority of the publishing for Drew's song. Drew owns 5%, another producer owns 7.5%, and Ralph owns the rest. She let him own her stuff. Allegedly. I said, bitch, I know you fucking lying. I know you lying. I don't know if what, the cousin said was true, but I'm gonna say this, I could see it being true. Look how Drew moved in her marriage with I was about to get worked up. Look at how Drew moved in her marriage with Ralph. I could believe it. Lovely Virgo put, Sheree never had this much smoke for Bob. She herself stated she was the mother and the father in the household, and Bob would drop the youngest two off with his mother when visiting him. And we all know Marlo's story growing up. Her mother and father was an ish, facts, but worried about Candy not being home, though. That's why I said, girl, I will say this much, girl. Marlo ain't really said nothing so far, but Marlo do got a lot of nerve trying. That's why I said, Marlo, girl, you cannot talk about nobody's childhood. Like, as mean as it may sound, I'm about to say something, there may be a few people out there who could probably talk about people's childhoods. Because they probably had a great childhood. But Marlo is not one of them. That's why it shocks me when she try to comfort Candy, she ain't at home with her. She ain't never at home with her kids. Was your mom at home with you? See, that's what I'm saying, girl. We could really start going in. I'm like, girl, you want to talk about Candy not being home with her kids, but girl, you was in foster care, Marlo. Your mama didn't want, girl, I'm just saying, I just think we should be careful. Those of us who live in glass houses should not be throwing stones. And I feel like Marlo lived in girl. I feel like Marlo, girl, just standing outside, ain't got nothing covering her up, and she got the most mouth. Let me shut up, child. Okay, that was it, child. Girl, this video was an hour long. Girl, I did not think this was gonna take this long. Anyways, child, so I just wanted to read the comments. Again, it was just something, I wanted to do. I was reading the comments, and I was like, oh, I should make a video. And then sometimes some of your comments also reminded me of things that I did not say. Or sometimes I just, I could just elaborate. Anyways, all right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.